half the time you don't know what these people are saying.
True.
Even if you know English, bro. It's like, bro, what is that? So welcome to Static Records. It's Major Static right here, and I'm here chilling with
Uganda.
Yo, this has been a long time coming, man.
I swear.
I've known this guy for a minute, and we really haven't had this sit down.
It was about time, huh?
So here it is.
Exactly.
So this is Mr. from Uganda. He's an artist, a
I'm
videographer.
Everything.
You're pretty much like a jack of all trades at this point, man.
Exactly. But I love video. I love working with video.
So that's where your passion is at right now.
Yeah, right now. It's what I'm interested in. I'm curious about it.
Okay. So
Yes,
like
sir.
today, pretty much what we want to talk about is the music business on the aspect of a producer and an artist.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're not into that anymore? Because you're like now you're more into like videography and all that type of stuff.
Like it all ties into the same thing. Like right now, if you look at artists, whenever an artist think of dropping like an audio, they're thinking, what visuals can I add to it? So I just feel the reason even I got passionate is because it allows me to grow in that field, not to complement my artist side. So
Okay.
yeah, even investment wise, I felt like, okay, I'm doing music. What if I invested in video? That makes the costing easier. Let's say I want to rent equipment, I'm just renting a lens, not the body of
The body, yeah.
Exactly. So it's just everything is, I try to make everything that I'm doing at least combine somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the reason I wanted us to talk about this is because I feel like most people, including me, like for a pretty good minute, don't focus on the business side. So most people are more focused on the artistry, it's more like a passion. But then eventually you start to notice that you need to pay some bills. And then you're like, yo, this artistry of mine is not necessarily paying the bills. And then you've been working on this craft for so long, and then eventually maybe some people just quit. And they're like, yo,
It's not for me.
This is not for me. Like,
Yeah.
it's not making any sense.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it's because most people have been focusing, I guess, on the music side. And then I'll talk on the producer side. Maybe you can tell me on the artist side.
For sure.
For in terms of like producers, like for me in specific, I was more focused on trying to get good quality, right? So at first it's like how to make a good beat. And then now after you make the good beat, you're like, yo, it doesn't sound good. So now I'm like, okay, fine. I need to make this sound good and competitive. Like the same thing I was hearing on the radio, I want my beat to sound exactly the same. And then I remember back in the day, like this was around in 2014, there was this thing like, hey, yo, it sounds like a YouTube beat. That was like the standard, like, yo, it sounds like a YouTube beat, which meant like it sounded
It's high level.
yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Looking like in retrospect, it's like, what were you even thinking?
Yo. Maybe it was because it was like it was like early stages, maybe.
Yeah. What was this? When was this? Like 2015, 2016?
2014, 2015.
Oh, well, that's early, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, right now, it's 10 years, like close to 10 years since then. So it makes sense.
So like if someone told you like, yeah, your beat sounds like a YouTube beat, that was like the highest
They
compliment.
just patted you on the back, right?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yo, I'm making it.
Yeah.
So like now, which I feel like mixing and mastering is like one of the hardest things one can do, because like you have to work on how you're hearing things, your taste as an engineer. You check out like to make your stuff actually sound good, right? It takes some time. So
Yeah.
you're pretty much going through this rabbit hole of trying to make your sound pretty good and competitive, right? Which takes a lot of time. And at this point, you're not necessarily thinking about the business.
Yeah. Because that's just not your focus. Just to backtrack a bit to the YouTube thing, I feel like even today, you find so many artists who are still using YouTube beats.
Yeah.
So for them, the threshold for quality is like, yo, this sounds fire, I found it on YouTube. So when
Yeah.
a producer makes a beat that sounds like YouTube, even today, it's still kind of relevant,
Yeah.
depending on the information the party that's talking has, right? So it also goes back to why people don't buy beats anymore. Or someone who's inexperienced, someone who's not thinking about the business like we've talked about, is just going to get a beat, probably lease it, and be like the 15th 100 person to have leased that same beat.
At least the person that's even getting the lease. I know a majority or not, okay, maybe not a majority, but a good number of artists just grab the beat off YouTube.
Just like that.
And just rap on it. Like, even in the studio, like I've recorded like some people who come and they're like, hey, I've got this beat, I wanna rap over it. And it's got tags throughout. Like, purchase this beat.
And they make it part of the song.
So like the beat is at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, and the guy doesn't care. He's recording that song and he's putting it out, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I've also been in that position.
Oh, you've done
where
that too?
I didn't know, like back, because I started making music in 2016. So early on, it's like, where is the easiest place to get beats? Buying a beat. Why would I buy a beat? You know, it's free on
you
YouTube.
Just get it for free.
It's free on YouTube. Just YT1S. That's a hack. Sorry, it's a website. So
Okay.
just put in there and then you download the beat. You're
I
like,
think I know that
I've
website.
got a beat. Not knowing this side. The first time I bought a beat was, you remember Ego?
Yeah.
And I didn't actually buy the beat. I leased it at $100. And in
Ooh.
10 years.
Wait. You leased a beat for $100.
Yeah, the first time I ever decided to buy a beat.
Well,
like
what
that.
lease was that? Like, what type of lease?
It's a 10-year lease. So after 10 years, it's not relevant. Like,
Wow.
it goes back, ownership reverts to the other person. It's not exclusive. And I tried to buy it exclusively. This producer told me no. And I was like, why? So I went and researched about why a producer would decide not to sell a beat.
Yeah.
And I realized the same thing I was telling you is like, you're like the 1500th person buying it. The producer never has to sell. If they had to sell, they sell at a premium price. They'll sell that beat at like $4,000 or $10,000.
And I guess he has the numbers as well. Like, he knows how many people have been purchasing that beat.
Yeah.
So he's like,
It doesn't make sense.
probably even on the
business-wise.
day you're like maybe the 7th person that's bought that $100, and then you're like, can I get it exclusive for 500? And it's like, 500.
500, I would even just be looking at him funny if he told me 500 at that point in time, you know.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was thinking, to get a beat at $100, I better own it exclusively.
Yeah.
So I was butthurt, because I purchased before I inquired whether I could get it exclusive, because I thought I could purchase at 100, and then, okay, the mistake he made, I feel, was, you know how you go on YouTube, you check out the beat, then in the description maybe you don't read, or rather you read that.
Yeah.
You can buy this beat exclusively.
Yeah.
So that led my thinking. I was like, I can lease it, make the song, and then at a certain point buy it.
Exclusively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after I'd leased it, I said, talked to him after I'd even dropped the song. I was like,
Yeah.
if I want to own this beat exclusively, like, can I work towards that? And he was like, I'm not selling exclusive. I was like, bro, remove the fucking writing from the YouTube channel. Am I supposed to cuss?
Nah, feel free, bro.
I was hard, man. That's why I stopped. Actually, it impacted the way I feel about buying beats from producers on YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'd rather kind of have a relationship with you.
But also, I guess, just to drop some free game for guys, maybe, let's say, for example, for producers, because I'm going to be speaking for the producers. So definitely I'm on the side of the producers at this particular moment in time. So, like, remember earlier I said that those people that just download the beat and just rap over it and just even upload it back on YouTube and probably even upload it on Spotify and all that type of stuff, right? So, like, now there's this thing called Beat ID. Right? So, like, let's say, for example, if you make the beat and then you put it on YouTube and then the person feels like they can just get it for free, right? And make a song over it and upload it. So now with the Beat ID, even if they do that, you still make the money.
Yeah,
Of the
because
streaming.
royalties.
Yeah. So they're like, I haven't bought the beat, and then they upload it. If it does well, you're making the money still.
Yeah, it's kind of like Content ID on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Beat ID, is it an innovation made by a particular beat company, or it's by YouTube itself?
So now it's not necessarily by YouTube. So there are two places that I've seen it. So, and I'll tell you guys where I feel like the best way to go about it is. So the first place I saw it was on BeatStars, right? Which is like a beat marketplace where people purchase beats and all that type of stuff. But then now on BeatStars, after you pay for the membership, like a monthly membership, that doesn't qualify you to get Beat ID for your beats, right? So if you want to get a Beat ID for a beat, you need to pretty much pay $2 a month per beat.
Per beat.
Yeah, per beat. So like if you upload 10 beats, that's pretty much $20
yeah.
monthly for those beats. So I was like, I'm uploading beats every day. it doesn't necessarily make that much sense, right? But then now there's this platform that I came across called Airbit. Right. So now on Airbit, you pay monthly as well. It's pretty much like a beat marketplace as well. But then the benefit of this place is that when you apply for the membership, which is a monthly membership, or you can pay yearly, and you can be uploading your beats on the marketplace as well, and all your beats can have that beat ID
for free. It comes with the.
It comes with the.
Is it the subscription? Are you also subscribed to
Yeah,
it?
yeah, subscribed.
Okay. How much is that one?
It's like $8.9
A
a
month.
month
Okay.
if you pay yearly.
Oh shit.
But then if you're paying monthly, it's $20.
Okay. Okay, it makes sense anyway.
Yeah.
20. That's a whole $12 saved, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's unlimited beats. You can upload as many beats as possible. So they track that, they get the revenue, and you're still good. So you pretty much, they are watching your beats for you pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah.
Even right now as we speak, just what you've spoken of, or like of artists uploading the music even to streaming platforms. Right now as we speak, I have a song that I got off YouTube.
Yeah.
Like a beat that I got off YouTube, and I uploaded Spotify. So I'm that guy you're speaking about. just to be clear, like I've made that mistake before. Feel good vibes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
off
I
of
remember that
YouTube.
song. Yeah.
Right. And I uploaded and I look at it, I'm like, bruh, this is a mistake you made. And you know for sure when you get big, they're coming for you. Because this kind of stuff blows up later on. Like people start to come back to your old work. Which is why I was telling you about wanting to revamp my catalog. Like I want to remove everything so that I know I have absolute control of whatever
You drop
is
it.
in my catalog.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where that thought process came from as well.
Okay. So now I feel like maybe we can share the different avenues of making money
Okay.
in the music business, right? I'm going to share what I know for producers, and then maybe you can also share what you know for artists, like avenues that you can make money as an artist, conventional and unconventional ways.
Okay.
Right? Do you wanna go first, or should I?
Yeah, we can. I feel like we can trade back and forth. It's like give maybe one or two
Like
and
some
then
ping pong. Yeah?
Exactly. Come on. Yeah. So for artists, I feel definitely everyone knows about performance royalties. You upload your music through a music distributor like DistroKid, CD Baby. His link is in the description. You get a 7% discount. But basically, you upload your music through that, and then you get paid whenever your music is streamed around the world globally.
Okay.
They collect it. If you're in Africa, unfortunately, for DistroKid, because I use the platform, they withhold about 30% of your taxes. So it's important that you know that. It might be advantageous for you to register with an Africa-based company, music distributor. I'm sure there are a few out there.
Yeah.
The second method, maybe I would say, is touring or shows.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like building a brand is the most important thing. And having a podcast of my own and talking to people, that's something I've had so many times.
Yeah.
The brand is just as important as the music. People need to associate you with a certain price.
Yes.
Right. So when they see you, they need to see this nigga is worth 50,000 Kenya shillings. This nigga is worth $1,000.
And I guess you also bring in the numbers as well.
Exactly. Niggas can't pay you for nothing.
Yeah.
Money don't grow on trees.
Which I feel like even is a good thing if you're trying to get like sponsorships and brands. So like, let's say for example, even if you're touring and you're having shows, if you have if you're bringing the numbers, then it's easy also to convey with the sponsors, like, yo, these are the numbers I'm bringing, right? And then they can also see the proof in the pudding, and then they can be able to invest into you as a brand and the show as well.
Because there's a promise of a return.
Exactly. As compared to, I guess, if you're not necessarily thinking about the brand like that, which I feel like most people, even, maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, but then like as an artist, you're also not necessarily thinking about that in the early stages. You're just thinking like, I need like the hottest flow. I need to write like the best whatever, I need to drop some bars. But then most people are not necessarily thinking like, hey, I need to build a brand, and thinking that actually in this day and time, it's actually more important, or maybe as equally important, to have that brand on the same level as your skill.
I would say it's even more important, because you hear many artists say, I see so and so who's above me, but their music is trash.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because they branded themselves right. Positioning. Right? So I would definitely say, if you're going to, I feel even like that thinking of the music needs to be at a certain level
Yeah.
is kind of amateur in a way
Yeah.
at the beginning. When you start to really like look behind the curtain, you realize it's about community building.
Yeah.
Right? Social media has made it so simple for someone to come up and build people who believe in them, people who are dedicated to your story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, okay, we've grown with this person. You might have 2,000 followers on Instagram,
Yeah.
but you're making half that in cash, in dollars, $1,000 a month from them.
Yeah.
Because they are invested in your story, they're invested in you.
So they're pretty much like your fans, like your heavy
Super fans.
Super.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where the money is, and not just even with music. I think
Yeah.
here we can speak just generally with creativity.
Yeah.
Because people invest in story, people invest in you as a person.
Yeah.
When it goes beyond the videos you're putting out or the music you're putting out, it's like, yo, when I tell you, yo, I'm going to be in Discord, let's link up and chat. They're showing up for you. You're not going to go and talk music. You're going to let them into your day to day.
Yeah.
Right? Whether in the studio as
So
well.
can you share like maybe a tip or two on probably if someone is thinking like, hey, yo, that hits like a light bulb in my head. Like, what are the steps? Like, how do you build that brand, like that cult like following? I guess like the super fans, and how do you connect with these people? Is it posting every day? Is it creating like the Discord, like you said earlier? Like maybe what are like one or two things that maybe you can advise someone, or maybe that you're doing yourself?
Yeah. So here I can, because as you know, I've been on a hiatus. I haven't really been as consistent as consistent as I could be
Yeah.
on my socials. But it's also because I've been learning. It's not just I've been away from the game like that.
Yeah.
So the one thing I would say for someone who's beginning, like I wish someone had told me, it's like from the jump, begin collecting emails. Kind of begin building your emailing list. Even though it's not an emailing list, there's this platform called Rivet. I think I told you about it. I don't know, those niggas, they didn't pay me my $50 for making my video, bro. I'm kind of salty about that. But yeah, it's an app that I kind of believe in their mission, which is basically to give your fans an opportunity to kind of compete for the top spot in your community. It's like they reward, they actually, how do I put it? There's a hierarchy. It's like, this is your top fan because they are buying your merch. They are listening to your music like this. So you can actually see when someone comes and tells you, yo, I'm your biggest fan, you can just check the app, be like, that's not true. My biggest fan is so and so.
Is there an incentive for them to be in the biggest fan?
Yeah, of course. It's you need to figure out how you're going to give them something of value, right?
Yeah.
Going back now, let's talk about, like, for example, like NFTs,
Yeah.
right? You need to, I've forgotten the word for it, but you add utility, I think that's what it's called, to your
Yeah.
NFTs, right?
Okay.
So you kind of have to give them something worth their time. It's like, are you going to give them these videos of you in the studio that you don't share on social media?
Yeah.
It's just for them. Or maybe voice notes of you're rehearsing for a song, so you create voice notes. Artists do that. It's like, now those are for your fans, your super fans. They
Yeah.
get to keep those, and you start to create products for them, which brings us to like the third method of making money,
Okay.
which is actually creating products.
Like
So
merch. Okay.
shirts. It could be, I saw a very creative vinyl CD,
Yeah.
which was a burger. It's called the I think the Music Burger by The Alchemist.
Yeah.
The producer. So he made a vinyl where it was layered like a burger. The bun was like the bottom parts of the parts of the vinyl. Then in the middle there was a cheese slice where the CD was. So when someone receives that, it's like they can hang it up and it looks good in the house. They can have it
like
forever.
art.
Exactly. So it's really becoming in tune with that creative side and knowing that there's no boundaries.
Yeah.
Like you can literally be anything. Kanye West is a designer, and that has helped him boost his business. None of these music billionaires really got rich off music. If you
Yeah.
think about it to that level. Rihanna, she had a product
Yeah.
because she had a brand.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, product, alcohol, all this, brand. 50 Cent, alcohol, the movies, brand.
Yeah.
It just comes back to that.
Which even talking about that, it's something that I was thinking about the other day. I was like, yo, if let's say for example, how money is made on YouTube is pretty much through ad revenue, right? Companies pay for ads, and then now they put the ads on your platform, and then now you get paid because they've put their ad on your video, pretty much, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. If all these people are competing to put their video on your platform, why not you just do the same thing? Especially if you've got, because these people are pretty much making money off your followers, right? Off your subscribers and all that type of stuff. If they're doing that, why can't you just pretty much do something similar?
It's actually a thing people do. I think it's just like information. You've literally hit the nail on the head. People approach companies. They have a big following of 100,000 subscribers. They approach companies and be like, I want to promote you. Right? Of course, you go through what they call it, qualifying the client. Like, do they fit your audience? Are you going to be fucking up like your relationship with your audience or not? Don't just do it for the money. I feel like with the content creation game in general, music, whatever it is, your community is the most important part of the business. They need to feel like you care. They need to feel like, yo, this is my person. Once you lose that connection, you lose all that money you're making.
So you guys, I care about you guys. Okay.
Straight up.
That's why we're here dropping these gems to help you guys out if you're stuck in any particular point of your journey. Yeah. So okay, cool. So I guess you've thrown one in and then you like chipped in another one.
Way. Yeah.
So I think maybe let me take it from there. There's so many ways. Like that's what I was saying, that there are conventional ways and then there are unconventional ways of making money, I guess, through music. So I'll start with the conventional ones, like for music producers, and the most common one, which everyone thinks of straight off the bat, is beats. Right?
Selling them.
Is selling beats. Okay. But then I feel like the beat marketplace is super saturated and is super competitive. Right? And then like I've looked online because I'm also constantly doing like research and seeing what other people are doing and just checking out the advice that people are throwing out, right? And in a way, I feel like it's so misguided. Like there are a majority of people like, you just make beats, put them on BeatStars, and then like in a month you'll be making $10,000. That's cap.
That's a good video idea.
That's cap right there, bro.
Clickbait straight up.
You ain't making $10,000, my guy.
Yeah.
Like that's just the reality of the game.
True. Maybe earlier on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But these are like you videos. Guys are saying this.
Yeah. That's clickbait.
Like it's not true, man. Like you're definitely not making that cash. Is it impossible? I don't think it's impossible. But the probability of you making that cash, if you're a new producer, even if your beats are good, like yo, it ain't happening. But I've actually started another YouTube channel. I think you know about it. And I haven't told my subscribers about that channel. Right? Because I was trying to do like an experiment as well. I'm trying to do all these techniques to see which ones work and which ones don't
work. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm definitely going to let you guys know when this experiment is done. As of right now, I still haven't sold any beats, and it's been over a month.
Since you started posting.
Since I started posting. And I've been posting consistently, right? In a niched down manner. Maybe not super niched, but it's niched. Right?
Yeah.
And I post every single day. And I've been doing that for over a month now.
Yeah.
And some strategies I've noticed, they've been showing some traction, but currently right now, I've got a really good strategy and it looks like it's working.
Yes, it is working right now.
Yeah.
It is working right now.
So I think probably in the next month, I should have a sale.
Yeah. You think so?
But I'm documenting everything, so I'm definitely going to show you guys what has worked for me, what has not worked for me, what I think has enabled these other strategies to work and why maybe these other strategies are not working. And also, I've come across like other people, which I guess is a conventional way, because most of the advice is like you need to post every single day, you need to niche down, and then your beats need to be good.
Okay.
And then now after that, just keep showing up. But then from what I've seen, in that, there's a group of people that are just lying. And then I've come across some people that are saying the truth.
Okay.
And the people that are saying the truth, it looks like it takes like a good 2 to 3 years.
And they'll be genuine about it.
Yeah,
like
because
time.
Because I've seen some guys like actually putting up records. So now this guy was pretty much showing us that in the first year, he was uploading consistently every single day. The first year, he didn't make a sale.
That's crazy. Every single day. 365 videos, basically.
Yeah. Okay. And then he's showing us the records on BeatStars as well. So he's like putting up 2017, no sales. And then in the second year, he made $40. The whole of the second year.
You can't really rely on it. It's unreliable if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to make money quickly from this thing.
You can't.
You can't rely on it.
But then the strange thing happened in the third year. Because in the third year, he made like $4,000.
That's that momentum. Huh?
Yeah.
That's that momentum.
And then now, going forward, right now, he's made, I think, $60,000. Like from the 4,000, they were like, now some huge
That's
jumps.
Crazy though. 60,000 is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess in that scenario, the consistency paid off and not giving up and all that type of stuff.
You're getting a payoff for your investment.
Yeah. But I guess that's the conventional way.
Yeah.
It takes time and you have to keep showing up, because he kept showing up for like a good 3-4 years.
He really believed. He really believed in whatever he was doing.
So I guess you have to ask yourself, like, are you okay
With that?
with uploading every day for 3 years with no return on your investment and not giving up? Like, do you love this thing that much? Like, is that you?
The way you're asking is like, I'm telling you, it's not you, nigga.
Like, it's wild, bro. But then now he was like, eventually he started doing like some other tactics where he was paying for ads, like on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And then he was also paying people on TikTok to like dance to his videos. I mean, to dance to his music. So I guess now that's the other aspect. But then he only started doing that when he was making money.
Yeah.
Because now he's like
Just reinvesting.
It's like reinvesting.
Yeah.
But then if you're not making any money and you're not reinvesting, you don't know what works, you don't know whatever. You're just pretty much copying like what other people have done and not necessarily seeing any results from that copying. And then now the bills are packing up. And then now you're still meant to like
staying there.
And show up. Like, yo.
Mostly if you're doing it like full time, like the way you said, he does it every day. That's a dude. Okay, he may have a job, but it's obvious that this thing, he's really committed to it. If you're going to do it every day, that's crazy. You're going to make a few sacrifices. 3-4 years, plenty. Forget a few. You're making plenty sacrifices.
Plenty, bro.
Yeah. You spoke about YouTube ads, something that I actually want us to talk about because before we've been on this YouTube journey together for a while.
Yeah.
And one of the things at the beginning, I remember you telling me was you're trying to grow your channel without spending a dime. That is one of the key statements.
Yeah.
So fast forward 2-3 years later, I'm now hearing I'm running ads. I'm like, what happened? You know?
Yeah.
So before you answer that question, I'll just hold that.
Okay.
And you just tell them at what point, do you know at what point you want to let them know about the other channel? Like when I get to this number of subscribers or...
Okay, cool. So I'm probably, like I told you, like I just want to I want to make some money off that channel because that was the intention of me opening that platform, is debunking some things and also to see if it's possible to start a new YouTube channel right now, currently in 2023, and make money off it without promoting it, without whatever, just
organically,
just putting that stuff organically.
Okay.
Like I understand this thing about organic and whatnot, why I guess one should not do it. But I guess if you have money and all that type of stuff, then I don't see the point of growing organically. But then I'm thinking of the person, number one, who doesn't have any money, who's not making any money off music. And then now, like, what do you do? Like, is everything lost for you? Like, now you can't make any money?
You have to start from the ground.
Or are there strategies that you can pretty much put together to enable you to make money, and then now you can reinvest. You can reach the point of reinvesting.
Now putting in ads.
Because like before you're making any money, like it's really difficult to start putting down more cash, and then you spend all this time creating this content, mastering your craft and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I feel like just like anything, my train of thought has gone there. My train of thought has gone. I was thinking about a lot of stuff, but let's go on.
It's okay. So now, like, if we go back to the AdSense, different businesses that you're doing, whether it's music or whatever, I think there's certain things they really require you doing ads. I think everything requires ads, but I think some things require ads more than others. And also, I guess it depends on your objective. Like, what exactly are you trying to achieve with the ads? Are you trying to get some awareness, or are you just trying to feel good for good for yourself? Like
just to see the views.
just to see the views.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're posting beats and it's getting like 1 view, and
you're
then
like,
you're
hey,
like,
this is
yo, you're feeling,
demotivating.
and you spend time on that beat,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yo,
For 1 view.
I
10
need
views.
people to get to see the beat.
Yeah.
And then now you pay for like $50 for advertising, and then it reaches like 5K. Then you're like,
You're
yes.
happy. You have to pay that $50 again for the next video for sure. Yeah.
So I guess you're paying to feel good, but you're not necessarily getting anything out of it.
Straight
and
up.
would that maybe turn into sales? I honestly don't know, because like what I've also noticed in regards to beat sales, right? Number one, there need to be like a lot of traction on your beats, right? That's why I guess it's really hard to compete with people like maybe a Drake type beat, because you're competing with someone who's been doing it for years. They've got a lot of subscribers, cult like following. When they drop the beat in like a day, it has like maybe 7K views. So YouTube is going to like rank that higher.
Because obviously people are
Yeah, YouTube like
consuming that.
people like this, so
Yeah.
we need to push this.
exactly.
And then you post your Drake type beats, and then it doesn't get ranked.
50 views in 3 months.
Yeah, or probably even 1 view in 3 months.
But I've seen that.
And then that view
I've
is
seen
yours.
that. It's yours. Or you send it to your contacts and only one person checked it out. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's the life though.
Yeah.
I've actually remembered what I was trying to say. I was saying I feel like with ads as well.
Yeah.
One of the things like why people without money cannot do that is because of sustainability. Just like with anything else, ads, just like with organic, you need to put out videos every day. You need to advertise that thing consistently, because
Yeah.
you've heard of like customer touch points.
Yeah.
So they need to interact with your thing more than is it 5 times before they can consider you. There are some metrics around that.
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy. He's in real estate, right? I was talking to him, and I asked how often he runs ads. How much does he spend a month on ads? He was like, I spend $2,000 on ads, and I don't even like budget it. Like I don't count, I've spent $2,000. He knows it's $2,000, and he knows every month I have to run ads.
Yeah.
So he's not thinking, oh, how has this performed? For him, it's just, this is part of the business. I'm putting out that. And with that kind of mentality, you need to have somewhere that money is coming from.
Facts.
Right? So for him, it's not about, is it directly correlated with sales? Like, are these ads bringing sales? For him, it's about brand awareness. And if the sale comes in, sure, but it's the long game for him. That's what I picked up from what he told me. So that's just to go back on what you said about ads.
Even on the ads as well. I remember though someday I saw you made a post about Alex Hormozi as well. And then I was actually checking out some content as well, only to see that this dude spent $20 million a year
In ads.
in ads, bro.
And that dude is a multimillionaire. Like
He's a billionaire, bro.
he's a billionaire.
Yeah, he's
Oh shit, he hit billionaire status?
Yeah, he's in
Congrats,
the billies.
man.
He's in the billies now.
If this turns to a shot and you watch this, hi. We need funding.
Yeah, and then now he was saying that he helps people reach the $100 million revenue side if you're making $10 million in a year. So if you're making $10 million in a year, you can hit him up and he'll help you reach.
Yeah, that's his acquisition.com platform. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the platform right there.
Yeah. And for him, he didn't do organic. Like that's
Yeah.
what he said. For him from the jump, he was like, all I know is how to run ads.
Yeah.
And I have money.
And I feel like if you don't want to spend ad money like that, which goes back to what you were saying earlier when you were talking about getting like a community and all that type of stuff, it's pretty much the email list.
Yeah.
Because now you have people that are interested in your product, and then now you can pretty much market to them.
And they
by
opted
just-
in.
Yeah, by sending them an email.
Yeah, for you now, I like that we've pivoted and talked about emails. I feel like we've talked about it so many times. It just needs to be, a section in this particular podcast.
Okay, let's get it.
You have an emailing list. So I'm still
Yeah.
working on mine. But what has that experience been like? What have you learned? Maybe if you could share 2 or 3 points.
Okay, so pretty much it's given value. I've got a huge community, but then I've been lacking on the side of interacting with my community on a personal space. So if you're my subscriber, you will definitely see some emails that are going to be coming from me. I want to interact with you guys, see what exactly you guys need, because I want to give these people so much value and move them from point A to point B. Whether that be through quality, whether that be making money as a music producer, or maybe even if you're an artist, I'm going to help you out as well. So my email list currently is at 24,000. I have 24,000 contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that have willingly given you their contact.
Yeah. But they gave it to me because I was giving them a free product, or maybe they've purchased something from me. Yeah. So that's been acquired over 2 years.
Over 2 years, 24,000. And that's without ads, right?
Yeah, no ads.
Exactly. That makes sense. And it's still a big achievement, because with ads, now we'll be looking at hundreds of thousands. But 24K in 2 years also,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Just imagine like 1% of that purchasing, like your course or your coaching.
Yeah.
It would be crazy.
It will be crazy.
It will be crazy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking on that as well, I feel like being a producer, we've been in the studio together, and I've seen so many other producers come through and talk about their YouTube channels and how they're not growing, and how they have hit the 1K, but the 4K is a problem.
Yeah.
For people who don't know what I'm saying, it's like 1K subscribers, 4K watch hours to be monetized on YouTube. They don't know how to do that. So you doing this major, you doing, you would cut that. You doing this other
Going
channel.
to cut that.
We don't want to spill the beans. I feel like I almost spilled the beans there. So you're doing this other channel that you're building. I feel like when you start share your experience, will help those people. Like if you create a product, it doesn't need to be like a high-end product. It could be another way to build your emailing list. It's like, this is a $2 product.
Yeah.
How to build your YouTube channel as a producer or as a beat maker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've thought about that.
Yeah, definitely, because the aspect that I'm looking at it from is value, right? Because that's all I want to give my subscribers.
Okay.
I want to give them value, and I want to give them something that is going to move the edge. I want my subscribers, as soon as they get that email, they look at it
immediately.
They get whatever is inside there, and they see results. Whether it be through production, I want them to see results. So it's no fluff. If I'm telling you you're going to get industry standard, you're getting industry standard. You know, if I'm telling you I'm going to help you grow your YouTube channel, like, I honestly want you to see results.
Yeah.
And also there's that back and forth interaction as well. You're like, I've tried this, it's not working. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, there's this dude that one of the guys that purchased one of my plugins, right? He purchased the plugin, and he was unable to install it. So he let me know. He was like, hey, I bought the plugin and I'm unable to install it. I tried to explain to him, like, to follow the instructions, because there's like a README file that explains to you how to install the plugin. But you're still unable to do it. And I took the further step to be like, hey, whenever you're free, I want to probably access your PC, and we can have like a Zoom chat, like, just to figure this thing out. And I did that, and I could feel from the other end that this person was feeling like, okay, fine, like, this guy is actually helping me out.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, it's not like he's just bought the thing and I'm just like, juices.
I made money.
Hey, check out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making sure that the plugin works and that he's satisfied. And I honestly also want to see the beats that he makes with the plugin.
Genuinely, yeah.
Because I honestly feel like the plugins are a game changer. Yeah, and I want to see that game changer side on his aspect as well.
Which plugin is this in particular?
There were 2 plugins. He purchased 2 plugins. It was the Black Amana plugin and the Kalidwe plugin. So yeah, you'll find the link to that in the description box below. These plugins are amazing. Like, if you're new in music production, just take these plugins and start creating your beats off the bat. They sound good.
You also did a video about that, right? Like, about the plugins. Maybe you could just link that as well so they could check out.
Yeah, I'll link that. But the best link is for you to just purchase the plugins.
Yeah, and experience it for yourself.
And let me know in the email or DMs or even in the comment section. Yeah, like, this thing changed my life. Actually, another person.
Those are the best comments, bro.
Yeah, another person. Actually, there's this guy from India as well. Like, he was so super psyched about the plugin, right? And then he was unable to pay for it because of the payment processor. I don't know exactly how people make payments in India. I don't know.
Like, the payout method, there is no way for.
Yeah, he was asking me for like Google Pay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I can't receive with Google Pay because like currently I'm located in Nairobi, Kenya, and in Kenya you can only buy things with Google Pay. So you can like go to M-Pesa Express and then you can purchase apps on the App Store. But then you can't
Receive cash.
You can't receive cash. So every day, bro, this guy, when I wake up in the morning, he sends me a message. Please, bro, let me pay you. Please, bro, like I just want to get this plugin. I'm like, yo, this guy is
He's committed.
He's committed for this plugin, man. But I'm like, he sees it. What this thing can do for him.
He's probably visualizing. It's like, oh my god, the beats in my studio. He's
Bruh.
imagining the artists that are going to walk in. I tell him, yo, this is fire, and he'll know the secret sources. Black Amana, Ruto, Khalid Way.
Bruh. it's a huge plug, man. I'm super excited about these plugins and what they can do. Because I'm looking at what it could have done for me when I was starting out.
Yeah, having that guiding hand. And I feel like probably we can pivot a bit. Something that I wanted us to talk about as well is like content creation. Because that's a journey we've been on like crazy. Even this, like the plugins, you creating the plugins, you creating content around the plugins, all that is content creation. You've doubled down. Okay, you started your journey, I feel like you say 2-3 years ago on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You started putting out content and now you're still putting out content, but a lot has changed. Right, in your mentality and in the content. Maybe if you could share with them your experience, like what has the journey been like from the time you started taking YouTube seriously up until this point?
I honestly feel like I was really taking it seriously at the beginning, and then along the way I stopped taking it seriously because I was like maybe looking at other avenues, trying to see like, okay, fine, am I putting too much effort in this? I guess the 80-20 rule you're reading as well. Like I was trying to like analyze. And then after going down that path, now I'm back to like serious mode. Again,
What you were doing at the beginning.
What I was doing at the beginning. And then probably the shift, like right now, is pretty much trying to tell these people, like trying to think of the person either that is starting out or maybe who's at like intermediate level and who's at expert level. Like just understanding that there are different people on my platform. Like not everybody is a beginner and not everybody is an expert.
Yeah.
Right. And then also just trying to create content for all these people. But at the same time, because I started the platform as a platform for producers to get tools to create music, right? Like high quality tools, drum kits, templates, presets that they can use and incorporate in their production. And the basis was giving a lot of free content as much as possible because maybe some people are unable to purchase.
A lot actually.
Unable to purchase maybe drum kits, high quality, but then they can still get drum kits, templates for free and create content and pretty much if you feel good in the studio, you know, and just making their life easier in the studio and just shortening their time from creating, because I feel like there are different aspects. There's the creation aspect, and then there are other aspects which are not really as creative, but then you just have to do them, right? So like for other people, maybe, but also I feel like it's a matter of perspective because other people can look at mixing as an art, and then someone else will just look at it like, yo, I just need to get this thing over and done with.
And
like,
they have a routine for it.
Yeah, I just want to make the beat.
You probably shouldn't be mixing there.
Like I just want to make the beat. But then even if you're that person who just wants to make the beat, like I'm creating templates and presets for that guy to help them get like standard quality, even if they're not good at mixing. And they're just good at like maybe making beats. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe we talk about, I don't know, have you ever outsourced?
Have I outsourced for what in particular?
Because what has triggered that thought is us talking about a person who makes beats and not being good at mixing.
Yeah.
Right? So just outsourcing any service, whether it's even editing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever done something halfway or to a certain level and you know, okay, this doesn't jazz me. I don't feel like this is the best way to spend my time.
Yeah.
But I have a bit of cash. Let me pay someone else so that I can focus on maybe another profit producing activity?
I have outsourced, and funny thing, I've outsourced from you.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's the YouTube guy. Link in the description. So like, it was the thought process around that was I want to create content in the studio where I'm like interacting with other artists, right? In which we even shot content together for that, like the freestyle battle where the lights went off. And I think we should leave the link to that in the description boxes. So that
Just
was
drop it, yeah, true.
that was one
That was
wild one.
fire.
So I'm like, okay, fine. We want to create content. I want to make the beat. I want the artist to write, and we just want to document all of that. So sometimes it's kind of hard to document all of that, to focus on the videography side when you're also now creating
The actual music.
like actual music. In which even I've noticed for myself, when I'm like, let's say I'm cooking up like live in the studio, the
You
type
do
of
do
beats,
lives?
okay, not necessarily live, but I'm
okay.
I'm recording, I'm recording live.
Oh, okay.
The beat usually comes out a bit different because like I'm having to explain. You check out. So I'm like, hey, yo, right now I'm doing this right now, and then I'm like, as compared to when you're just cooking, you check out, you're just there in the element. You're just like creating. You check out. You're not necessarily having to think about, I don't know, the lighting, or has the video stopped shooting? Is the audio recording right? You check out.
You're just
So
focused.
you're just locked in. So in terms of outsourcing, that's why I was outsourced. I was like, you know what, maybe need to be in the element. Everybody needs to be focused on what they're meant to do. I guess also the videography guy is also focused on what they're meant to do, which is pretty much like record the content. So that's the only aspect I've outsourced, but I haven't outsourced maybe in regards to mixing. And the only time I ever thought of outsourcing in regards to mixing was like in my earlier stages, because I didn't feel like I was achieving the quality that I wanted to achieve. But I was like, yo, this beat is fire. But then when I mix it, it's not sounding fire.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't do the beat justice, huh?
Yeah. So now I was looking online. There's some people, I was like, okay, maybe this guy can do it. Then I was like, what exactly are these guys doing? Like to make it sound like this good. So now the reason for me to do that was pretty much to hear what the other person, that professional guy, like with my same beats, to hear what they can do with the beat. So that now I can compare my mix to
With
theirs.
theirs.
So like now if I hear their mix is like really awesome, then I'll know 100% I'm the issue.
Yeah, that self-accountability is important as well.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, okay, clearly it's me.
What can I do to change that?
Because like at some point I was like trying to like remove all the doubts. I was thinking maybe it's the DAW. Maybe it's FL Studio.
Maybe let me change now. Use
Maybe
Studio One.
maybe FL Studio can't get you good quality.
Yeah,
So I literally went through all the doors, bro.
and you realize it's still the same issue.
Yeah. It's you.
You are the issue.
Yeah. You have to work on your skill level. And then I guess also the tools that you're using, they really matter. That's why my plugins also matter.
Yeah,
Because they're a tool that help you get good quality off the bat.
in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just start making the music and then boom. So the tools really matter. The starting point matters. So it's not only you, it's the tools that you're using. So like I guess in terms of like making beats, it's the drum kit matters, right? The plugins you're using, to the instrument plugins, they matter. The mixing plugins, they matter. How you're using the plugins matter.
Matters.
And then also now I guess your ears. So like how you're hearing stuff, how you're perceiving stuff. So I guess the room you're mixing
how trained
in,
they are in a way as
yeah,
well.
how trained the ear is. Like there's so many factors like you have to consider. And then now after you bring all those factors together, then you end up with like a good product.
You just saying that has reminded me of, this conversation we've been having, an ongoing conversation about the dilemma that artists face with being in the business side.
Yeah.
Right? So, people are like, oh my God, they're purists. Like when I like to create from scratch, I like to do this. You're saying, okay, when you purchase my plugin, some that would have taken you 2 years to learn, we're condensing it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 1 week, or even a day. Like you'll be able to create that stuff in a day.
Yeah.
So what's your take speaking to the audience on people who are purists and still want to be successful. Is there a way to do that? Or do they need to completely change themselves, get a new personality?
But I guess it depends to what your goal is at the end of the day. If you want your shit to sound good, right? You need a good foundation, and then you can get creative post that, right? So I think the good foundation is the good plugins, the good sounds, and the good techniques. Like, you have to understand that first before you start getting these freedom ideas of yours, right? At an earlier stage, I understand. Like, it's creative process. I have to, like, it's okay.
Before you start thinking of it as a business.
Yeah. But even if you're thinking about that creative process side, like, the smarter way is to understand the scope of everything. Even that music production, like, you really have to understand what's working, what has worked before, and use that as the foundation. Like, I always give the example of, like, building the house, right? Like, there's a set way to build the house. There's a set way to put foundation so that the thing doesn't fall down and people don't die. So now you can't come into the picture and be like, I have got this creative process and
I won't put a foundation. Instead, I'll just build on top.
Yeah, you just do some funny stuff. People will die. The foundation will be fucked. Like, things are not going to work out. But only after you understand the foundation and all this type of stuff. It's like even the Ocean Gate, whatever. You know about that? The Titan submarine.
Oh, the one that wanted to see the Titanic and people died.
Yeah,
like
it imploded.
The billionaire and all that.
Yeah. Even with that one, excuse me. Even with that one, right? If you look at the guy, because like I was interested, so I was doing some research, I was looking into it and all that type of stuff. Like, everybody in the industry was telling him, like, yo, this is not a good idea. Like, there's someone even that entered the submersible and was hearing like some crackling sounds and not at a crazy depth as well. And he was like telling the guys like, hey, yo, like, I don't think this is safe, right? The crackling sounds, it seems like the carbon fiber, it's cracking like in small whatevers. Like, this is like a death.
This is a disaster.
Yeah, this is a death sentence.
Yeah.
But now the
suicide
guy,
mission.
the suicide mission, bro.
Yeah.
But then now the guy is so stuck up and just seeing shit in his own way that he doesn't see the reality. It's like he's trying to bring the edge further. You want to investigate and all that type. Like, it's okay.
Oh, he brought it further, all right? As far as you could go.
Bruh. So it's okay, but you have to respect the fundamentals. And then after you respect the fundamentals, you can get creative. Yeah.
So that's your take on. So you're kind of siding with the purists in a way, like, get the fundamentals first, become at least intermediate or something.
Become
like
that individual. It's like even playing soccer and then you're juggling the ball, right? There's so many tricks around the world. You're bringing it on whatever, all that type of stuff. But you can't just start like that.
You start with one leg.
Even if it's just in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, I know I'm going to do all this, whatever's. Even if you do try, people are like, this stupid motherfucker.
Yeah. He's obviously.
But then now, after you figure out the foundations, the control, the weight, I don't know how to place it on your foot. Like, I guess
where to place it.
The ball to foot connection.
Hey, no lie though. It might be an actual term.
And then now after that, then now you can start doing them crazy tricks. Probably one that has not even been invented yet.
You're the inventor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then after you've understood what works and all that type of
fundamentals.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I felt like you would swing the other way. In my mind, you've actually surprised me with your response there. Because why I feel like for context, they can explain this, like, because I've known you to always be the person that's no one gives a fuck about the like how you got there.
Yeah.
Like looking from the outside, it's like when you put out a product, no one is like, Like when you start telling people, oh, I did this and it took me all this time, it's like, no one cares. You got the product to us. So basing off of that understanding of you, I was like, this guy is going to go with the other option. So, but that's inside and it makes sense.
Yeah. But I'm still on that other side as well.
So you're
I guess it's
entertaining these two ideas together.
Yeah, I guess it's a balance of the two, because it's really nobody really cares. That is also true.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. As long as you get the job done.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much I'm still on that 100%.
I remember right now, okay, something that has been passing my mind even since we talked about having this podcast is us talking about melodies, because I feel like that's something we've talked about behind the curtains, but we've not talked about out there.
Yo, melodies are dangerous.
Exactly. So I was thinking probably we can talk about it in terms of like how to make a hit song and just assess like what is hot, to be honest. Like, do people even care about what you're saying? And to quote the great Tory Lanez, no one gives a shit about, like, everyone cares about what the melody is, because even him is like, when I hear a beat, he first you know, he just says random shit. It doesn't need to make sense. He just needs to catch the flow and then put words.
The melody.
Yeah. Tell me where you stand.
Yo, at first I never used to think like that, but that only came about now when I was studying as well, looking at what is working, looking at the fundamentals and all that type of stuff. Because I went like down the rabbit hole of just analyzing songs. Like when I was watching like all these people, like people that are doing well in the industry, whether it's music production, whether it's sound engineering, they're always saying, study the greats. All of them kept on saying the same thing: study the greats, study the greats, study the greats. And whenever they were saying it, I just used to brush it aside. I was just like,
they all say that.
But then I eventually was like, you know what? Let me actually study the greats. And in studying the greats, I was really not going that far back in time.
And here you're saying like great producers, right?
Yeah, it could be great
or
producers.
Anything general.
Even artists. That's what I'm telling you. I even studied like artists.
Yeah.
Because like even in production, because like I'm making the beat and I'm making the beat for an artist.
Straight up.
So I wanted to understand what exactly do the artists like in that beat. Like just trying to understand that and removing all emotions out of the picture.
Yeah.
Right? So I was studying the production side, then I guess I'll go to the artist side, which will take us to the melodies. So now in terms of like on the production side, I was studying the mixing engineer. Right? So in studying them, I was like, what DAW do they use? What mixing tools do they use? Are they in the box or out the box? So in the box is pretty much you're just using plugins. Out the box, you're using hardware, like outboard gear. So like outboard compressors, like SSL boards, Neve boards, and all that type of stuff. Right?
Like all that stuff that's in like a professional studio.
Yeah, so
like
you're not using plugins. You're just using the actual hardware, even to mix the vocals and all that type of stuff.
Just to go on a tangent a bit, it's just one question I want to ask. Is it better to use the hardware?
Yeah, there's a total war on that, like which is better and all that type of stuff. I feel like it's easier to get good sound with the outboard gear if you know how to use it.
So you shouldn't just get it.
But it's really expensive as well. So there's that. So there's a huge barrier to entry.
Okay.
Because it's super expensive. But you can get equally good results
with the plugins. Okay.
But you need to know which plugins.
So it's about sifting through what's already out there.
Yeah.
Or knowing
what people are you who have already done that process.
And put the information out.
Yeah, probably. Which now goes back to studying the greats.
Yes, sir.
So now I was studying the DAW they're using, the plugins they're using, their thought process. Like what are they thinking when they get, like, let's say the project, right? They get the project, they load it in Pro Tools, because most of them were using Pro Tools. They load it in Pro Tools. What are they thinking? Like, what's the first thing they do? There are a couple of people that I was studying. I'm just going to tackle on one person. One of them was Jason Joshua. So like for him, his thought process, as soon as he gets the project, he presses play and he just listens.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He listens to the song from the beginning to the end. And he's listening the project, to what it needs. He's just downloading the information, right? And after that, he gets to work, right? He gets to mix in. He puts all this stuff that is required and all this type of stuff.
I wonder, just from what you've said, does he give it time to, like, does he internalize, like, whether he listens to it and then he's like, first, let's it be for a bit?
Now, for
or
him,
just
he's saying it's pretty
dives
much,
in?
he feels like it's a skill that he has.
He
He just
built it
listens to it once, and that's all he needs.
to know what it needs.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he gets to it. I guess maybe for other people it would take longer, but I guess for him it's the experience and all that.
Exactly.
And all that type of stuff.
Yes, sir.
And then now after that is looking at the tools he was using, right? And then another thing that really interested me about Jason Joshua was he would recreate, because he was also doing like analog, like outboard gear, like mixing, right? But he would replicate that workflow now in the box using plugins
Okay.
and get pretty much similar results, to show you that it's actually possible to get similar results in the box that someone would get out the
When
box,
using the-
which
yeah.
is really advantageous for most people, because most people can't afford the outboard gear,
Yeah.
right? And then now with that is now analyzing the tools they're using, because these guys have got a team. You check out, so he's not alone. So he's not alone sieving through all these things. He's got an assistant. He's got an assistant. He's got, I don't know, it's like he's got other mixing engineers.
It's a whole team.
It's a whole team.
Yeah.
So they're all trying to replicate this thing in the box, and they found the plugins that work for that.
Yeah.
So if you just easily want to replicate, then you can easily just copy, right?
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think copying is bad if you do not know what you're doing. I guess in the copying, you understand what good quality sounds like. And then now I guess now you can start getting creative.
It's those fundamentals you spoke of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now if we move over to the artist side, because I make beats as well.
Yeah.
Now I would, because like at a point in time, I was trying to find my sound, right? In making beats. So I wasn't really listening to many songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
never
didn't want it to be influenced.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to songs.
Yeah.
But then now eventually, like now I listen to everything that I'm trying to create, right? So now I study the song, how it's been structured, how long was the intro, did it start with a verse or a chorus, you know? Did it
Yeah.
start with a pre-chorus? How long was the chorus? How long was the pre-chorus? You know, how long was the song, right? And the chorus itself, did it have a melody? Or were they just rapping straight? Like just analyzing all of these things. And then now what I learned was that different genres have different ways that they structure the song. Right? Because there are even like some other Amapiano songs, bro. The whole song was just pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus.
That's it.
The whole song, bro.
Repeating.
No verse.
Kind of reminds me of Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang. It's just a chorus the whole way.
The whole way, bro. But then now, when you're just creating, you would just think the normal structure. You just be like verse, chorus, verse, 12 bars, 16 bars, whatever. But most songs are not really structured that way.
Yeah.
Most songs, both verses are not the same length.
Because the other one of what you've just explained, the one before, sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
It's like it gets repetitive and
Yeah.
boring. I feel like that's maybe something that people have cracked. It's like,
Yeah.
yo. Yeah.
Some like it's just maybe the first verse is like 12 bars and then the last verse is 16. And then now others, maybe it starts with a chorus and then a verse and then a pre-chorus and then a chorus and then a post-chorus.
Then the song ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2
But
minutes.
then if you're thinking of it logically, you'd probably, if you look at that structure, right, you'd probably start with a pre-chorus, a chorus, a post-chorus, and then the verse, and then a pre-chorus, and then a chorus, and then a post-chorus, and then an outro.
Because that is the way the format, the conventional format is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then now after you analyze and study, you start to see like, oh, okay, fine. This is how things are being structured. This is what people are liking, especially if you listen to the top songs, these songs that are getting like 20 million views. Like there's a reason they're getting these views.
Yeah.
Right? So if you study that and I guess replicate it, it's easy to attain similar results. Dude, let me just check if this audio is still recording.
Hey, we're going in.
Okay, we're still good. It's still recording. Yeah. But it looks like there's a small gap remaining. Okay. Okay. So now, in terms of the melodies, right? I was looking at mostly studying Amapiano, R&B, and Afrobeat. Because I was like, especially in Afrobeat, half the time you don't know what these people are saying.
True.
Even if you know English, bro. It's like, bro, what is that?
That's a fact. I'm laughing because I actually relate. It's like, what's this nigga say? But you're jamming to it, and asking yourself that question.
And then they're vibing.
What was that guy saying yesterday at the club?
And then you're like, you're just humming along. You don't even know, bro, what this person is saying.
Fact.
You have no idea. He could probably even be telling you you're selling your soul, and you just feel like
And you're jamming. That's funny. So many songs I do that too. But go ahead.
So like, I came to see what you're saying doesn't matter on first
impression.
It's only after some time where now someone be like, let me see what exactly this person is saying.
Yeah, maybe they are interested in becoming a fan now. It's
Let me see. And then they go on Genius, they Google, and then they're like, oh, that's what he's saying.
Inaudible. You know as well. Someone's just been making up their own things.
And that's when I saw its melody. The person created a catchy melody that was really simple. And I've seen the best melodies are the simple ones.
Yeah.
Something that, because you're doing this for the consumers, right? So the consumer doesn't want to have a hard time like singing along. Like they want to feel a part of the song. So if it's super complicated, they'll feel excluded because it's difficult.
Yeah.
So it's only a few people maybe that will manage. But then the easier melody that can be easily hummed.
Even if someone doesn't know the song, it's just like,
and then now you put, I guess, lyrics over that, then it's easier for the person. Even if they're not singing along, they're like, I don't know why. I'm just vibing with it. It's the melody, bro.
Yeah, and it's probably it may not be even in words, like someone's just moving.
Just moving.
Yeah.
And then the consumer is like, I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's the melody.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if you don't do a melody, you're just there rapping straight with no melody. You know what I do, everybody know me. I'm from my town. I'm the best rapper alive. Now the consumer...
You cut out a lot of your audience with that.
Yeah, the consumer is like, I don't know why, man. I don't like this song.
Because it was lacking something.
And then I know, no, listen to the lyrics, bro.
Who gives a shit about your lyrics,
nobody
bro?
got time to listen to the lyrics.
On the first impression. Like even forget even first impression. Some of your fans that have been there for a while, before they get invested in a song, they need to first feel like it has captured them. And where do you capture them? Inside that melody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess that's it's like the melody, if we're talking YouTube terms for the fellow YouTubers, it's the thumbnail.
Yeah. It's the reason they'll look at the title.
So now that's like the click-through rate.
Yeah. Analogies. YouTubers will get that for sure.
Yeah. But that's why I was actually telling you about the melody item. And funny thing is, after I started like looking into this melody thing, I noticed most of the good artists, or probably even all of them, that's what they start with.
Melody.
They start with the melody. And then now after, some people don't even start writing if they don't have a good melody.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like a lot of songwriters that do it on a respectable level.
Yeah.
Start out with the melody. Yeah. Because for them, that is what's going to guide. The words are not the problem. Yeah. It's how to make it interesting, to retain the person who's listening. Right? And
also, I guess, if you're an artist, I'm going to give you guys like a simple ingredients, some simple ingredients.
Spice.
Especially if you're doing Afrobeat or Amapiano, right? I think you need to be like dividing your verse into 3. Melody, right? That's the basis. And then vibe, where it's like a vibe. You're not making sense, but you're creating a vibe. Whatever that vibe is, it needs to be created, and you need to feed it, and you need to be honest with it. And then the other part, I guess, it can still be melody, but you're just flowing. But then at that point, it doesn't matter because you've already been hooked. And it's probably maybe 4 bars remaining. So even if the last 4 bars are not really all
Some
that,
people will forgive you.
yeah, because like this other part was like really fire.
But now, how does someone gauge that they have the melody or vibe on lock? Because I'm sure you've come across artists who like comes in here and is like, yo, oh my goodness, I just recorded this, and you're just there like what did we just do right now? Like you're not rocking with a song like that to the extent that the artist is.
Most of the people that do that, they didn't start with the melody.
They just rapped, or
They just or they thought they were coming up with the melody as they are writing. So it's like you're doing 2 things in one.
That's actually a key point right there.
Yeah. But if you focus on the melody alone, and just respect that melody, even if it's simple, even if it says dun 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 dun, like maybe if it's like just question and answer, which is something that I've seen a lot of artists use, where you're not necessarily, or you could ask a question, and the easiest method you can think about it is even like on the piano, right? Which is, I feel like if you're an artist, just a basic understanding of the piano, I feel like is
take
really
you a long way.
A long way. You don't need to be like Beethoven or whatever. Nah, just understand. Like tin 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 tin, like just basic whatever. Because the melody needs to be easily conveyed to an instrument, right? So like if you come up with a melody with your mouth, like you've hummed it, right? If an instrument player like a guitarist or a pianist can take that melody and play it on the piano and it sounds good, then it's a good melody. But if they take your melody and even they don't even have to play, you can imagine it in your head, like
how it would go.
If the piano, because you know what a piano sounds like, even you know what a guitar sounds like. So if you could play that on the piano in your head or out loud, and you're even like tin 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 tin, and then it's like tin 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 tin. If that's your melody, then it's really not a good melody. It started well, but it didn't end well. So like it's like then tin is like like
what else?
What else is coming? So if it's like maybe to build on that, like tin 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 tin. So now
there's an end. Like
so like now it's like there's like an end. So it had like a start. If it's like a journey, and then it had like a finishing point.
That's
and
a
then
bar
even,
right there.
And then even if you just repeat that, it's like it's a nice experience. But then that other one is like leaving you halfway.
Yeah. It's unpleasant to listen to.
So even if you're thinking about it like in the question and answer aspect, it's like maybe, where was I going? And then the other answer would be like, I was going to town, right? Where was I going? To town. Dun, 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 dun. Which is like a really simple melody.
Yeah. But it still has something about it. Like you actually want to sing along to it.
And then now it's like now, and then you put a dance on it. It's game over. TikTok.
Straight up. I can actually see that working though. Yeah. Okay.
But that's pretty much just like a simple melody. But then now, like right now, just coming up with melodies off the fly. The good thing if you're writing a song, now there's a beat, right? So the beat is guiding you.
Yeah.
So it's like the beat it's talking to you, and it's letting you know the melodies that you can come up with in the frame of the chords that are being played on the beat. And then there's also like a rhythm. So now the melody you're going to come up with over there is going to be like a nice, unique melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no cap to that. I feel like, because I don't know much about the production side, but then I feel like there's a set number of chords. You say like there's an exact number of chords, right? But with melodies, it's literally unlimited.
Yeah.
It's up to you and your creativity. So you find a basic beat someone will give you, but the artist, the way he executes it, even you're the listener, you're like, how did he think about that?
Yeah.
The experience doing, he has done so many melodies in his life, they just come like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the ideal thing for an artist. We had this conversation like probably a year, maybe 2 years ago. And yeah, it's since then it's been something I apply often in my songs. Even when I get on an Afrobeat, it's no longer like a worry, because I'm primarily a rapper, but I like to term myself as an artist because I want to explore different aspects.
Yeah.
But since having like that conversation and trying out stuff, because we'd be in the studio and then it turns on a beat and we literally just try to create a melody right there. It just becomes incorporated in the process, and it makes it so simple, because you can sleep on something as long as you know the initiative, or rather the point here is to get a melody.
Yeah.
The point, you sleep on it, by the time you come back, you're fresh, you have a melody, you have some ideas, and now you can write something that is catchy.
Facts.
Something that can be a hit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel like we've been talking for a good amount of time, and I think we can talk all day
Straight up.
from this point. But you guys can also let us know, I think, in the comment section down below what you would like us to talk about. And if you want to see this guy back on the channel, you can just drop it down in the comment section down below. If there's something that you guys found interesting in the conversation, or maybe something that stuck out to you, or maybe something that you would like to implement, something that you've just learned from the platform, also drop it down in the comment section down below, and we could have like an interaction as well.
Yeah, probably your favorite part of the video.
Yeah.
That could be something you drop. Probably if it was a line or even a segment, because we've talked about melodies, we've talked about
Music,
we've gone through a ton
business,
of things. Yeah.
which I feel like we didn't even tackle the whole business side. So if you guys are interested in us talking more about the business side, maybe pretty much everything in regards to the music business, you can let us know, and we'll definitely do a special video just about that.
Yeah, or a couple of videos really, because we're just exploring this, just like you. We are starting out on this and we want to be successful in the music business.
Exactly.
So join us on this journey.
Yep. And for that, you have to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell.
Sound effects.
Do you have any parting shot that you'd like to tell the subscribers?
I would say just stay learning, to be honest. Just before even we end, there's something that I've noticed on your videos.
Yeah.
Right, where you add verse, chorus in the the description, right? The timestamps. Is there any particular reason why you do that?
Yeah, for especially for the beats. So like, let's say for example, because I feel like not everybody knows how I've structured the beat.
Okay.
And then if someone is writing, it gives them like an easy aspect to understand, like, okay, fine, this is where the verse is starting, this is where it's ending, this is where the chorus is, as compared to maybe just like assuming and guessing. And other people don't have that skill of noticing that this is where the verse is starting.
Yeah.
So just to make life easier, the experience better for the
Smooth.
people that are writing songs to my beats. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So, parting note, like I was saying, you guys just stay inspired, stay learning.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I feel has changed both of our lives. It's just keeping on the grind and realizing it never stops. Like, you never know everything.
The
And
grind don't stop.
I swear, one thing, okay, you become good at creating music or creating a beat, but now you have to learn how to make money, because nothing is free.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you have to learn the music business.
Exactly. And there is a lot to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we can see you guys in the comment section.
Yeah.
It has been Mr. from Uganda, and
Major Static.
we'll
Guess
see
we
you in
out.
the next one.